5 years ago, a young woman named Anna Mae Bullock from Nutbush, Tennessee, became Tina Turner, the lead vocalist of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue. There were hit records, 2 children, only one by husband Ike, and then, finally, a divorce which has garnered as much publicity recently as when it happened. But it isn't the pain of those days that haunts her. It's the rumors of things she says never took place.
I need to clean up my name. When I was married, I was a wife, and I raised children. I was involved with a lot of things that is written, which the label was put on me. I never did drugs. I never drank. I never did a lot of things that people thought. I lived a very clean, straight life. And I simply want people to know that it doesn't take drugs or alcohol to be successful. You don't have to depend on that to really get there. Just believe in yourself.
Motherhood, where was that in your list of priorities?
Well, that was high on the list because before I decided to go on my own, I felt that at least I wanted the children to be able to graduate from high school and be able to stand on their own and withstand what the separation would actually do. And almost didn't make it, but I did make it. At least I finished that part of being a mother, so I think that was high on the list.
All these young girls now talk about the clock ticking and everything. You and I just started throwing up one day and we've been somebody's mother ever since. But would you have missed it? Would you have missed having those 2 boys?
I don't regret having my sons at all. I wanted those children. I wanted to be a mother. One of the things that was high on the list was to get married and have children in the beginning. Also, I had entertainer under that list, too, which actually I did them both at the same time. I was mother and entertainer. I did want that marriage, and I wanted children, and I had it. I enjoyed being mother, and now I'm done.
You boys are probably very private, but what do they think about their mother all of a sudden becoming the world's #1 sex symbol as well as popular entertainer?
To them, it's like me. It's not like it's very sexy. It's like, it's mother to them, and to me, it's me. They think now that I'm amazing. They say things like, God, mother, you know, you're something else or something like that, you know, because to them I haven't changed.
How spiritual a person are you? It seems to me that everything you do comes from the inside rather than from the head.
Yes, that's the key. It all has to come from inside first, because you can be misled easily by watching, because you have to go very... it takes longer to sort of watch and learn, but if you just sort of close the eyes and not look, because you can be influenced by the visual aspect of it as well, but the feelings never lie.
Listen, Tiger Lady, is there nothing you fear, nothing inside, some inadequacy in you that you think, I got to get past this, I won't give in to that?
Let's see now. At the stage of my life, it's hard to say that because everything is on the up now. Fear. I think I don't dwell on that. I think I never even allowed that to enter because I was too busy trying to get what I wanted. I never feared that it would happen for me. I just kept preparing myself for the time that when it did happen. So I don't think there was a fear of whether I would become successful on my own. It was just a matter of being patient. I have minor fears, I think, as any woman alone would. I mean, I'm on my own. I'm taking care of my mother, my family. So I have a psychological fear is that I am alone. If something happens to me, what will happen to my family? There is no one there for me. That is just a lightweight fear there that I'm sort of trying to take care of now.
There have been good times and there have been bad times. But the important thing is that you've made it work. If it had worked too easily, if life had been real easy for you, Tina, what would have been missing in you that you really rely on now?
Discipline, patience. There is a lot of that that I gained. I don't know if I would have had it naturally if I had not had to come the road that I came, but that is something that I did gain. And through the years, the 10 years that I was totally on my own and waiting for my success, I was very patient. I never became frustrated. I was just waiting very patiently.
Do you know what amazes me about you is that you are arrogant and humble at the same time, and neither extreme is offensive. There's a certain way you put it all together that's just you.
Yeah.
You know who you are, and yet you're not arrogant about it. And Lord knows you're not mealy-mouthed or humble.
I don't have time for arrogance. It's stress, it's unhappiness, it's frustration, it's arguments. I think it's better to do it the other way, where everybody is happy and nobody is offended. It's much easier that way.
I was going to ask you, where had little Anna Mae Bullock gone? But she hadn't gone far. I mean, she's gone a long distance, but she hadn't left you, has she?
Yeah, absolutely not. Everything that I have now, I got it that 10 years without a record, and I didn't change. So why would I change and all of a sudden become this snotty person that people talk about? People don't talk about nice people. That's why I have all of the love from all of my fans, the genuine love, because I didn't become that snotty person that stars usually fall into. It's not important to me. I don't even like how it looks, and I don't like being surrounded by it either. It's just not my style.
You've thought about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
When do you do your thinking?
Alone a lot. I live alone a lot. I don't socialize an awful lot. I don't listen to a lot of music. And in the quietness of moments, I really go in depth and think of a lot of things. I watch. I see a lot. And what I don't want, I don't take. And that's how I've lived my life. I'm only influenced by what I want. I've been singing all my life and dancing all my life. I picked up the professional side of it from watching, believe it or not, a lot of ballerina dances and professional dances. That was form and all of that, but basically the street dancing just sort of came naturally for me. I enjoy my work. I enjoy the singing and the dancing. It's hard. It's not easy. But the exhilaration from it I get, sometimes it's just wonderful, that feeling of that. What I do, I really and truly enjoy it. Even the hardest nights afterwards, when everything is quiet, I feel good.
But the private dancer has choreographed herself into a public phenomenon. Although ably guided by manager Roger Davies, Turner is meticulous about every aspect of her career.
That's much better.
Not great, forget it.
Unlike some black artists, Turner has always crossed the color line to white audiences, even transcending the usual rock and roll boundaries. But she has never forgotten her roots.
I have stood for my race. I'm the black woman that did it for basically my people. So that means that everybody can get there if you're determined.
Tina, you have done so much for black people, but you've done so much for white women of an age, too.
I didn't expect that one.
I mean, you have made it okay to be over 40, and that we're not invisible, and that there's a lot of pizzazz and a lot of guts and courage there. What do you think it is? What do you think it is that has made you, at your age, with all this vivacity, get out there and become not only an entertainer, but sexy and making it better for women? You know, breaking ground.
Because I watched teachers, doctors' wives, immediately start wearing older clothes when they didn't have to, changing the hairstyles when they didn't have to, making over as many dances as I've made. I can look at a face and say, that's the wrong hairstyle, those clothes are wrong for that person. I just decided that I wasn't in a rush to get old. I know the difference also in looking at this wonderful person from the back that's very young and turning around and go, this horrible person. There are rules. There are lines of knowing exactly how to do it. I mean, you cannot, there's some things that you cannot do as far as being youthful when you become middle age. But you can draw the line, too, and not rush it. I will not wear anything that is against my beauty or against my body form until it is absolutely time. There's no rush. You're going to get there anyway, so why speed it up?
Would you like to fall madly in love and live happy ever after?
That's a part of my life that I haven't taken care of yet. It's coming. The finish of the conquering of my career of acting, and now, the height of this tour in America. I want to find the right man. I want a real marriage. I want another kid.
Please don't make that trendy.
Now everybody's going to go and have a kid. But my attitude towards that is that normally if you get into a marriage and you want to share that with a man that you love, I'm open for that. So, and if it's not, then I don't need it, but just a healthy relationship between man and woman. That's what I'm looking for now. I'm not rushing it. I have time.
In fact, time's about the only thing Tina Turner lacked. But she made room in a hectic schedule to co-star with Mel Gibson in George Miller's Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, a futuristic film role she'd like to repeat.
Do you know who I was? Nobody. Except on the day after. I was still alive. It was perfect for me. First of all, just to act. It wasn't singing, it wasn't dancing. It was very physical, climbing all over trains, being strong. I demanded that I did a lot of my stunt work, and George was furious. Not really furious, but very upset because he felt that I could hurt myself or whatever, and I felt that in order to really get involved and be that woman, I had to actually feel that warrior thing inside of me.
Although she doesn't sing in the movie, she did record a video of the title track, We Don't Need Another Hero. Turner's own reliable hero is the song's co-writer and producer, Terry Britton, who did the same double service for her Grammy-winning What's Love Got to Do With It?
I can't stand the rain. There's my window, bringing back sweet memories. Can't stand the rain. There's my window, for the year we made.
Oh, she makes good music.
Ich finde sie super, sieht gut aus.
She's more sexy than 12 years ago, I think.
Sexy angezogen.
She's fantastic.
The European countries, they have never, ever faltered for a moment in their devotion to you, have they?
Yeah.
I know what they love about you. What do you love about them? That loyalty?
Yes, that, I think I called it something else, but loyalty is a good word right now. European people hold on to foundation acts or performers or etc. simply because you don't have a hit record or a hit movie or a hit anything or a hit book. I mean a bestseller. They wait until the next one comes. I mean, that is their attitude. They just don't forget you because you are no longer in the charts or on television or, right out there for them. That is just their way. I think that it's like, it's older. In America, we are so much faster. We get rid of things easier.
We're fickle, too. What do you want from your U.S. tour? What are your expectations?
Well, this is the biggest tour of my life in America. I have stood and shared the stages with many, opening for many top acts. And to finally now do it on my own, for me, to pack the biggest arena or football stadium or whatever you have in America would probably give me the greatest grin on my face that I think I might have had, because that would be really winning, to win at home. It's like I've been successful now because I know these people have waited for me. But for my own country to finally come in, it's like